Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Greg. Greg's from Isle of Wight in England, in the UK. So let's see what Greg has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Greg. How are you?
Hi, yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, cheers. How are you doing?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
No, anytime.
So, tell me, how was your day today?
It's been all right. It's been all right. A pretty
Yeah,
standard Sunday, to be honest. I've been coming down from London, been away for the weekend, and
I
then
see.
just chilling out basically for the rest of the day.
So, tell me, what has been the highlight of your weekend so far?
So I've just come back from watching Frank Turner, musician up at Ali Pali
Okay,
up in London. So yeah, that's probably the highlight. Um, Try and get to live music as much as possible whenever
I
I
see.
can.
I see. And where are you from, Greg?
So I'm from the UK,
Where's about?
place called the Isle of Wight.
Okay. Oh, yes, I know where it is. I have a few guests on the show. Isle of Wight,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
so south coast of the UK, basically.
that's the place where you're born and raised?
So no, I was born in Burton upon Trent, up in the Midlands,
Mm-hmm.
and then grew up around the West Sussex before moving over to the island when I was about 10. So I'm pretty much brought up here.
I see. So tell me, what's the best part of living Isle of Wight? What do you like the most about it?
Um, I like the quietness. I think it's you can be in a city 1 minute and be in Portsmouth or Southampton or further afield, and then you come back to the island. It's just relaxed and chilled lifestyle, basically.
How far are you from the sea?
Uh, where I live, I'm about 5 minutes from the beach, so you can't beat that.
That's amazing. Very lucky. And what do you do for work, for living, Greg?
So I'm a full-time musician,
Mm-hmm.
um, and part-time I work as a support worker for people with learning difficulties.
I see. So tell me, walk me through a little bit more about your career as a musician, how everything started.
Um, it basically just I wanted to learn an instrument from a young age. I had role models at school that I was just like saw teachers playing, and I was just like, I want to do that.
Mm,
It wasn't until I moved to the island that I decided actually I might try and make a career out of it. I just enjoyed playing for myself.
I
Um,
see.
and then yeah, 2016, I started doing little gigs and little open mic nights, and basically just
Wow,
trying to gig wherever I can.
I
Um,
see.
and now and now it's become a full time every weekend traveling and yeah,
Wow.
get to play music for a living.
Yes, I was checking your profile and I could see some of your gigs, some of your videos as well. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Okay, Greg, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your journey so far. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend, full of random fun questions, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Amazing. Okay, first question is, oh, that's a good one. What would be your theme song? No, sorry. What would your theme song be if you had your own show?
Theme song. Um, I wouldn't even know where to start. Does it have to be a song that is already out there, or just
Any song that you like a lot, that would be the main theme of your show.
um? It'd have to be like a Jack Johnson sort of feel good. Yeah, feel good. Nature, like
And why
yeah.
this, and why this song?
Um, just he's got a, apart from the weather, he's got a same sort of lifestyle from an island. Um,
Uh-huh.
we have the same sort of influences and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'd go for a Jack Johnson song.
I see. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Greg. Next question is, what's your funnest or your best memory of a date that you had?
It's memory of a date. Um, Probably going to. To be honest, my dates. I've never really gone on proper dates. I don't think I've gone out for dinners and stuff, which has always been nice.
Uh,
Yeah, most of my things are like, you want to go to a gig or you want to go to a cinema. That's probably as much as I go for dating.
and how do you see the dating life in Isle of Wight? Do you think it's easy, or people that are more into the apps? How does it work?
Um, no, to be honest, it's sort of who you know, and with the
Mhm.
island being such a small community, there's not really that. Everyone seems to know each other, or it's normally word of mouth of someone else and that sort of thing.
I
Um,
see.
yeah, that's the thing with the island, and a lot of it's on dating apps, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But
Mhm.
yeah,
And when you go on a date with someone, when you are interested in a person, what's the something that you get interested by?
um, it's got to have you've got to have someone that's sort of a close mate. If someone you can have a laugh with and doesn't feel like a girlfriend or whatever, um, you can just have a laugh with and it's like one of the guys basically.
Amazing. Cool. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, so before the next question, I'm gonna ask two questions in one part, in two parts. Okay, so the first part of the question is how music came into your life. Tell me the moment when you realize, okay, I was born to be a singer. Yeah. And the second part of the question is, tell me what's the biggest joy of it. Tell me, like when you are singing. Tell me the feeling.
Um, so yeah, so when going into it, it was just watching other people and other musicians and getting
Hmm.
inspired to do that. So I, I went to bands and stuff when I was younger with my dad, and then I was just like, this is something I could get into. The best feeling is when you get that engagement from the crowd and they sort of are singing back to you, and I write my own songs as well, and having people sing along with them as well. It's just an incredible feeling. And some people hate covers, but it doesn't bother me. I love playing covers and just seeing the reaction of the crowds, basically.
And did your family always supported you as a singer?
Yeah, they've always been like my mum would take me to my piano lessons when I was younger, and it through years of bad playing basically until I got to a good level. I've done a lot of gigs back in the day that I was nervous or just awful at basically, and they've sat through all of them. So yeah, they've always been very supportive.
And you have siblings as well, Greg?
I've got a brother.
I see. Is a singer as well or not?
No, nice. He doesn't sing.
And which person in your family you feel more connected with, more close to right now?
Uh, so probably my mum
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah.
Okay, so your mom is watching this interview right now, and you have a moment and opportunity to send her a message. What would you say?
Just thank you for putting up with all the bad playing and all the lessons and getting me where I am now, basically.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, next question is, what are you most passionate about?
Um, just performing in general. I've always wanted to travel, which
Uh-huh.
I love as well. Um, and playing guitar has managed to get me there. to a certain level. It's still not where I want to be right at the moment, but I'm sort of working towards it and getting there.
Amazing. And how does work your schedule? And do you have like some place that you sing every weekend, or it kind of sometimes come along some opportunity? How does work for you?
So it's a lot of it's just word of mouth.
Mhm.
I've got regular venues, so I do a lot of gigs on the Isle of Wight, obviously, and I've got regulars in Southampton and Winchester now, which book me say once a month, and then
Yeah.
everything else is just word of mouth. So I recently went and performed in Malta. It was
Oh,
just
wow.
randomly out there, and then I did cruise ships. So
Really?
whatever comes in, basically, I just if I can fit it in my schedule, I'll go and do it. Basically,
That's
I'm a bit of a
amazing.
yes man and just say,
That's amazing. And how does work your preparation? For example, when you have this invitation like Malta or on a cruise ship, how long does it take for you to get ready? Your preparation when you choose the music, how does it work for you?
um. So my music's already. I've got like set lists for certain gigs. Like if I'm doing a wedding, I'll have a wedding set list. A lot of it is I don't know until I get there. So when I'm
Uh-huh.
there, I'm sort of eyeing up the crowd and sort of seeing the age range and seeing what sort of stuff they're into and listening to the music that's playing on in the background before
I,
sort of
I
doing a mental plan. But a lot of it's not planned as much as it should be. It's
I
just play it by ear and be able to read the audience basically.
amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Like dancing, Greg?
I'm not a dancer. At dancing,
Right. Next question is: describe yourself in one positive and one negative word only.
uh, positive, hardworking. That's
Mm-hmm.
two words, but
Okay.
um, and negative. I'm very self-critical. Is that the right word?
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff I do, I basically just dislike what I'm doing, and then I'm just a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to especially writing my own songs and recording things and that sort of stuff.
And when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Greg? What do you like the most about being you?
Um, Quite nice. I'm quite spontaneous, so I'm not often yeah. If something comes in, even if it's tomorrow, I'll go and do it. Which is quite a nice way to live, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't help my bank account, but still a bit. It's fun.
And you always been this way?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, carry on.
I think
Sorry.
life's too short, so I think you just gotta go out and enjoy it as much as you can, and make every day as if it's your last sort of thing.
And what's the meaning of life for you?
Uh, Probably my friends and family.
Uh-huh. And so far, what has been the most, let's say, meaningful lesson that life has taught you?
Uh, so basically, last year I lost my dad
Mm-hmm.
just suddenly. So I think it's going to enjoy all the little things and just yeah, basically life's too short and go and enjoy your life because it could be the end for. You never know when it's can be your end, basically.
Yeah, that's so true. I think sometimes we forget to live the moment, to enjoy the most we can, because
Yeah,
sometimes those events can happen that you never expect.
yeah. I think I spent a lot of time. I would gig every day if I could, and I was spent all of my time gigging or working. Um,
Yeah,
and then this has helped me realise actually I've got to give time to myself.
totally.
Go and have a weekend off, and you'll still have gigs the following week, sort of thing. You don't need to spend your whole time doing it because you're not enjoying your life. Then you're just working.
Totally. I think there's the balance there as well. You need to kind of
Yeah,
watch out the balance. I think it's important.
definitely.
Next question, ready?
All right.
Let's do it. Next one. Look at you dance, yeah?
I know. It's your dance, and it's infectious.
Amazing. Look, so before the next question, Greg, of course, being a songwriter, yeah? Tell me something. Do you write every day, or do you need to be inspired by? How does it work for you? Your let's say ideas for writing music.
So yeah, my ideas come from inspiration normally, and there'll be songs. I normally get like a little lyric or a title for a song or an idea, and then that becomes the premise of the song, and sometimes it works, and I go, oh, I really like this, and I'll just write a song in 5 minutes. And then other
Wow.
times I'll take months to write something and then dislike it, put it in a pile, and come back to it and go, actually, I had some ideas there. I'll finish it. So yeah, it all depends on the moment and the motivation, basically.
And most of your songs, they are written like based on your personal life or in your emotions or things that surround you. How does it work for you?
So yeah, a lot of my older stuff was about. So I've got a couple of EPs out on social media and stuff and streaming, and they were all about living on the Isle of Wight and my lifestyle, that sort of stuff. Love songs as well. I've written a couple of them over the years. My newest stuff is a bit more. So I'm basically working towards an album at the moment and writing stuff, and that's a bit more everything that I've gone on in my head and everything over the last year, mental health and stuff like that, and a bit more emotional, the new stuff. It all depends on the time and what's going on in my life at the time, basically.
I see. Okay. Next question is, if you could change something in yourself or about yourself, what that would be and why?
I think the best thing would be to not care what other people think. It's a lesson I'm slowly getting the hang of. But growing up and doing music, I was always worried about other musicians going, why are they gigging more than me? Why do they sound better than me? And I think once you get rid of that and think, I'm doing this for me, I don't really care what happens, then yeah, you have a better look out and your songs become better and you sound better, basically, I think.
Yeah, totally. And I think that comes with time as well. The most you work on it, I think that's how
Yeah, definitely. And it's very easy just to follow someone else's career and
totally
want what they're doing, but I think you've just got to go on your own path and you'll start realizing you're actually doing a lot more than some people, and there's probably people out there that are looking at you and thinking,
yeah,
I'd like to be doing that sort of stuff as well. So
that's so true. Yeah, I agree as well, because sometimes we get ourselves hugged in this way of thinking, insecurity. And, as you said, some people might be watching your videos, they go like, oh my God, I'd love to be doing that, you know what I mean? And you never know. And some of the people as well, that maybe they have their career established, they went through the same situation as well. They still do sometimes. So I think it's
I'm sure it do.
It's all in our heads.
Yeah, definitely.
3 questions left. Let's do it. I think you are a good dancer. You're just being modest. Right. Before the next question, Greg, tell me 3 names of your favorite artists of all time that you always be inspired by. 3 names.
So who I just saw this weekend, Frank Turner, like a folky punk singer. Jack Johnson, because it was one of his first albums that got me to learn guitar in the first place. And Ben Howard, as well. All sort of similar styles, just acoustic guitar, but yeah, I've probably got a lot of inspiration over the years through them 3.
So 3 names, yeah. So tell me, one day you're gonna wake up in the morning and you have 3 missed calls from each one of them. They called you, yeah. Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message, say, okay, I'll call you back later, and the third one you don't call back, you don't send a message, just just say, okay, I can contact him another time. Tell me.
I'd say Jack Johnson, I'd probably call back straight away. Frank Turner, I'd message, and Ben Howard, I'd call back anytime.
Wow, that's tough.
That's a tough question.
Next question is, what does money mean to you?
It's not. I don't think it's the most important thing. Obviously, it means everyone's got bills that they've got to pay, and everyone needs money to live. But I won't do all of my work for money. I'll do a lot of stuff for charity and things like that for free. And I've spent I wouldn't be the musician I am today if I didn't do free gigs to get where I am. But then you hope one day that you'll be able to make enough money to to live off, basically. So I've never wanted to be famous. I've always just wanted enough money to live comfortably and do what I love to do, basically.
Do you think that money can bring happiness?
To an extent. I don't think it will solve all of your problems. Like if you've got depression or mental health issues, money's not going to help that. But then I do think it does help in some ways when you've just daily life. We live in an expensive world. Everything's going up in price, and you just it does help in those respects.
I see. I agree. I think money can bring opportunities as well. And I think money, sometimes you have a lot of money, but you are the unhappy person, not like a happy person. I think it's all about the balance and how to deal with it as well. It's not everything, but somehow can bring some opportunities, and how you manage as well. That's how I see. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Okay, what makes you the saddest?
Oh, I don't really know. I think it's just obviously the grief of life sort of thing, losing family and losing friends or whatever. And I feel like I am a happy person. It's just life gets in the way sometimes, and that's hard to sort of come by. You never really get over losing someone. It just lingers, basically, and it's just how you work around it and move on or try and cope with it, basically.
And when have felt the happiest?
Normally when I'm performing. It's to be performing and playing guitar. It's just like I have quite a stressful day job working with supporting people, and when I go and pick up a guitar, not all the time, there are some gigs that they're just there's no one there or they're not interested, and you just power through them. But there's the odd gig where people are engaging, and then you just it just feels right, and just feel relaxed and feel like this is what you want to be doing, basically.
Tell me the feeling when you are performing, when you are singing, playing your guitar. Tell me what's the feeling that you are feeling at the moment when you are there performing?
It's just having people singing back to you is just it's hard to explain, but it's just one of the best feelings. Just to know you've engaged with an audience, and you're brightening up their day, they're brightening up your day, and you just feel that if just from learning one instrument, you can make some money and do something you love every day. That's the best feeling.
Amazing. Last question, ready?
Yeah, ready.
Let's do it. Last question. Okay, before the last question, tell me a moment in your career that you're never gonna forget. For one reason or another, always gonna have a special place in your heart.
So not last year, the year before, I got the opportunity to go and perform on P&O cruises.
Wow.
So I did about 8 in total, all around Europe.
Wow.
And I got to take my family with me. So I took my dad on a cruise,
That's
took my
amazing.
mum on a cruise, and my best mate. So yeah, just being able to travel with my guitar and someone I love, that's the best feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was working in a cruise ship before. In the past, I was working for Disney Cruise Line back in
Oh,
Orlando. Yeah,
very
and
nice.
they had a singer that as well was playing the piano. I remember they performing every night. So I remember that.
Yes. Yeah, I was quite lucky. I was a guest performer, so I only performed like one evening and had basically a week's holiday.
Oh, wow.
But I'd love to get back on them and do the busking slots and carry on traveling basically, which hopefully I've got a couple of agents that I'm working with, and hopefully it'll be a reality soon.
Amazing. Okay, last question is, what's the most difficult thing have you ever done?
It's difficult. I think I'm taking the step from like a day job to becoming a musician.
Mhm.
So a couple of years ago, I decided to quit my job. I did take it back just for I like the comfort of knowing I've got my bills paid. And
Yeah.
the problem with being a self-employed musician is you might have one weekend full of
Yeah,
gigs, and then you have nothing for a couple of weeks.
that's true.
I think it was nice to take that leap, and I've got myself to a nice place now that with my work, that if a cruise does come in, I can just take the time off, and I'm not tied down to it in that respect. I'm quite flexible, so yeah, it's just been taking that leap from a job for a passion, basically.
Yeah, I think being an artist, there's always you need to have a an extra job because it's very, as you said, it's very unstable sometimes. That you can have some work and suddenly, you don't have any work anymore and suddenly back again. So you never know what's happening. That's how I see. Amazing. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay. Let's start with money.
Experiences.
Family.
Loyalty.
Fear.
Birds. I'm not a big birds fan.
Oh, really? Funny. One word for love.
Compassion.
Life.
Challenging.
Sex.
Love.
Okay. Religion.
Atheist.
Say again.
I'm atheist.
Okay. Friendship.
Best friends.
Okay. Politics.
Uninterested.
Desire.
Music.
Regret.
Two words, but past relationships.
Okay. One word for success.
Money.
Wish.
Career.
Happiness.
Performing.
One word for Isle of Wight.
Picturesque. Nice
One
word.
word for England.
Wet.
Really?
Most of the time.
One word for musician.
Hard work.
One word for songwriter.
Creator.
Wow. And the last one now, music. One word.
Happiness.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, define Greg in one positive and one negative word only. What your best friend would say?
It would say hardworking. I'd say for a positive. It also works as a negative because I don't have much time. Don't have much time for anything else. Yeah, negative.
Hardworking.
Yeah, hardworking.
I understand your point. I think can be a positive thing as well, but at the same time, if you get, focus on this too
Yeah,
much.
you sort of lose everything else because you're focusing on work, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's play now, Greg, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Greg, can I ask me a question now?
So if you're not doing interviews, what is your passion?
Great question. Great question. Okay, the first thing that came to my mind straight away, Greg, it's cinema. I love movies. I love going to the cinema to watch movies. It's my therapy of the week. Having my 9 to 5 job, having the magic box, when you say about hardworking, I can picture myself because I'm always on the go. I'm always on the go. And for me, going to the cinema, seeing a movie, it's my therapy of the week because the only time that I forget about everything what's happening out there, and I just connect with the movie. So for sure, I love movies. I love going to the cinema, and that's a way for me to recharge my batteries, to kind of disconnect a little bit from my words, and that's that's one of my passions for sure. Going to the cinema, yeah.
I get that. Yeah, I've always been a bit of a film buff myself. I was always watching films and films and TV series. That's how if I'm not doing music, it's how I rewind and just relax. Yeah.
You kind of person that prefer to watch movies at home or going to the cinema?
I prefer the cinema, but it's finding. I'd never go on my own. I've done it once, and it was a strange experience. But yeah, I prefer the cinema, but it's still nice putting on a film at home and getting comfy and just relaxing in an evening.
Oh my God, I'll tell you something now. I go to the cinema on my own almost every time, literally. I don't have a problem with that. I always, literally, I go to the cinema every weekend, and 99% I go on my own. Sometimes because my friends, they know I like cinema, so when they want to watch like a big movie that they want, they always say, "Oh, let's go to the cinema." I said, "Yes, of course." I'll go anyway. So most of the time,
I stand by that. Yeah,
I love it.
I like your courage. Yeah. Done it once and I was just very subconscious. Once you're in there, it's all right. It's just the initial bit getting through the door and buying your tickets.
Oh my God, no, with me, I never had this problem. Not at all. I just get there, sit down, and that's it. And actually, fun enough, when I go with someone, I always find a bit pressure. I like to go on my own because I just go on my own and I sit down and I get my popcorn. That's it. It's so funny because you know what happened to me once. A few years ago, I went to the cinema. I was going to the gym, and there was like a cinema just next door. So I finished my working out in the evening. I said, "Oh, you know what? Let me go to watch a movie now. I don't have anything planned." So I got the popcorn. I went to the movies. When I went to the room, I sat down, and they were playing some trailers before I started the movie. And I look around and I could see a lot of couples. And I was like, what's happening here? It's weird, a lot of couples here. Guess what? It was Valentine's evening. Oh my God. And I didn't realize that. And I was like, oh my God, I felt a bit like, not embarrassed, but I felt a bit strange, you know what I mean? Because people might be thinking, what this guy is doing here alone? I didn't realize it was Valentine's evening. And I was like, oh my God, when the movie finished, I run straight away. It was the only time. And again, that's how much I don't care about going on my own. I don't
It's the
have a
thing
problem.
of being a self-employed musician as well. It's like going out for dinner on your own. I've done a couple of times just because I've
Yeah,
got time to kill, and
totally.
I've got to waste 6 or 7 hours before the next gig or something. So
Uh-huh.
that's the one time I have gone to cinema on my own, just because fill up time and the weather wasn't very good.
Try again. Try again, Alon. You see, there you're gonna remember
Yeah, I
me.
will. I will try it.
There's no problem. There are some people there that they are just on their own. It's just, again, to be honest, never be an issue for me. But I understand your point. Sometimes it's nice to have someone around. I
Yeah,
understand. Do you enjoy the interview?
yeah, it's been great. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks again. Thanks again for taking the time, Greg, for the interview. Thanks for
No,
being
thank you for having me.
thanks for being so kind. And I've been checking your music. I've been checking your videos on TikTok and Instagram. It's amazing. I love your voice. I like the way I can see your passion there when you're singing, because it's very genuine. So carry on. Good luck with your career. And also, some opportunities come along. And I think it's so about enjoying the journey. You know what I mean? Like every day. That's all about.
Yeah, definitely is.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I think it's just believe in yourself and don't just follow your own path.
Mhm.
I'm still not where I want to be, and I'm in my 30s. Well, yeah, just turned 30.
Congratulations.
So I don't. I was like, don't look at age as oh, I'm too old now to do it.
Oh.
You just got to keep doing your own thing, and if, hopefully someone will listen in the long run, and it'll get you somewhere you want to be.
Totally, absolutely. I think there are no rules, you know what I mean? There are no rules about age or time and everything. It's just all about you performing, doing your own thing, and you never know when you can get. So that's how it's important, just to enjoy the journey, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Thanks again. You guys to your mom and your family and friends, and I keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure to have you on the show, okay?
All the best. Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.